Ciao ragazzi, welcome back to another league racing highlights video. Tonight it's gonna be Psgl, I think it's round, oh my god, I never know the round, 7, I might be wrong. Anyway, this is Mexico, a track that I really enjoy driving. Probably one of my favorite tracks actually on the whole calendar. I always somehow, I don't know, I just feel really good around it, and I do very good performances around here usually, so hopefully I can keep the streak going as we are now jumping into Q1, and this is where we find out where our pace is compared to the others. As you can see, Barry does a 9.0 first lap, which is really fast, but Danny straight away beats it with an 8.5, and those already are really fast lap times, and it's just telling us that we are gonna have to work hard to get a good qualifying tonight. So no problem there with a 7-2 split on the entry of the sector 3. We manage it relatively well. Just a safe last sector will get me through into Q2. And what's the lap time gonna be? It's gonna be a 0.90, just 2 milliseconds slower than Barry. So we did a very good, very similar lap time over there. Getting us into Q2 as Freddy goes P1 with a 8.2, and we ended up all the way down in P9, and I'm only 78 thousandths off P1, so that just shows you how close the gaps are as we jump into Q2. And I think this is probably one of my best laps of the whole session actually, if I remember correctly. We did a run on used tires. Wasn't anything important, to be honest, as we do a relatively good sector 1. It's a bit tricky this year when how you have to take the curbs, especially on tracks where you have the C5 tire. Just you have so much grip on this tire that any curb is just, you can just eat it. And yeah, that was a very good sector 1, very good start of sector 2 as well. Double right-hander, very well managed as well. And the flat out S section, yes, this is flat out. Even the entry there on the left-hander, depending on what wings you have running on the car. Obviously, if you have higher wings, it's easier flat. If you have lower wings, you do have to lift a little bit. And we do a 5.6 split, which is actually my PB split. Like, I've never gone this quick in Q2. So we're on for an absolute mega lap as Barry goes P1 with a 8.0. As we lose the rear a little bit as I get a bit throttle happy. Because I know I was on a really good lap and I wanted to make sure it is very good, and it's a 6.54. That's a 10th faster than Barry at the moment, and that is the fastest lap time I've ever done in Q2, so it still puts me only P3. Yeah, Jarno out in Q2 in P12, as you could see there. Surprise exit for him. I know, well, I guess we all know Mexico is a very good track for him, so surprised to see him out in Q3, out for Q3. As this is my banker lap, nothing crazy from what I remember. As Thomas does a 4.5. That's absolutely crazy, that lap he did at the beginning of the session. Yeah, I would have expected a high 0.4, a high 0.4 as a pole position lap, but he's done a mid-4 as a banker. So yeah, maybe our pace is not the fastest on the grid as it may seem, but we're gonna give it our best in this last lap of Q3. As we will now start sector 1, third gear, a short shift to fourth gear for the traction on the exit. Not the best sector 1, but still good enough speed carried through. The line was a bit wide into turn 1, I think, and it compromised my exit. Let's do a 7.8 first, which is very fast for our setup. Our setup, I think, is primarily faster in the middle and last sector. I guess we are running a bit higher wings than ever, or it honestly just depends on the ERS usage. And that double right was absolutely atrocious. It was really bad. S's looked okay. Maybe I could have carried a bit more speed, but it's so risky and easy to invalidate. But overall, we are a 10th up, so we are on par. We're not on par. We are 70 thousandths down on Danny's lap, but we are very fast on the last sector, as you will see here. Nailed the apex of the hairpin there. We just need to get a good exit as Barry does the exact same lap time as Thomas, but goes P2 because he just did it. He did it after, and we do a 0.42, which I did not expect.
Oh my god!
I couldn't believe it. I mean, I didn't expect to be on pole for this race. Practice looked good, but not this good. That is I think 5,000 off my absolute PB on the track. So Sector 1 was PB'd, Sector 3 was PB'd. Just the middle was a little bit off due to that double right-hander not being very, very good. But qualifying P1, P3 for me and Barry, very good place to start. And we will be starting on the hard compound of tire, which I will explain why in a second. As we start, lap 1 is not the best place to start P1 in Mexico. As we know, the run down to turn 1 is very, very long, so we're gonna have to defend the inside and use all my battery possible to try and keep as many positions. We're not gonna fight too hard, Thomas. I don't really mind if he goes P1. We're gonna just switch throughout the race anyway, so it's not a big deal. But so Tom Manley right behind us on medium, and according to
make sure you keep the ERS for after, because the hards
Jona is saying that there's only 3 medium runners on the whole grid, which I actually agree with them starting on medium. I would have started on medium as well, but I will tell you guys why I didn't. That is because during practice, I really struggled on the hard tire, especially on the second stint. When I was doing a medium hard race run, I just was getting so many warnings and penalties, and I was understeering, and it was just really, really bad experience, the hard tire in the second stint for me. So I opted to go on the hard tire as the first stint so I can get them out of the way and then jump onto the medium, which I felt way, way more comfortable in. And I was very, very fast on the medium. So I don't know why that happened. I don't know. I've never experienced a change of balance or this huge change of like feeling in the car I had between 2 tire compounds. But I guess it is what it is. We just have to get on with it. I'll have to fix it for the next time I do Mexico. But for the time being, this is the strategy that we have on our table tonight. As I can see that we are on high wings. At least I thought we were on low wings, but compared to everyone else, and the kicks especially, we are on high wings, and they were super, super fast on the straight. That just means they have more ERS and easier time passing people, but it is harder to drive and a bit riskier in side-by-side scenarios, which Thomas is in right now and gets overtaken by Tom Manley. So that's the downside of the lower wings. It's very hard to drive and easy to make a mistake, and once you get into a side-by-side situation with someone, it's very hard to keep the place and defend the place or overtake him, because you just have way less grip on in the corners.
Yeah, just mainly at the start of the straight, it's just red.
As now Tom gets the lead on the medium tire, which isn't even a fast tire anymore by lap 6. I think the hards are already the same pace, if not quicker than the medium, even maybe by lap 5. So we're just gonna play the patient game and just stay in the front top 2. Hope best case scenario, stay in the top 2, and then if not, if P3 is still okay in the top train for the first stint. So it's just a waiting game, switching every lap. But here we decided to maybe try and go for the 1-2 with me and Barry, and maybe hopefully manage the race a little bit better, working together. And maybe because we are getting closer and closer to the pit phases, and it's just easier to manage the gaps and undercuts when you are together on track. So this is what we did, and as you can see, just swapping regularly like every other lap. But as you can see, at the end of the start of sector 1 this lap, Thomas just completely hits the back of Barry. Barry half spins and loses the position to Brendan. Now, I think Thomas got a penalty for that. I'm not quite sure. I don't remember. But this is, I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it does affect the rest of the race, as you will see, because now Brendan is in front, and I have to work with him now, and he was just, I don't know, I didn't feel like it was working very well together. He was kind of using on the straights and not really switching properly in a sense, and I think we were losing quite a bunch of time. Like, as you can see here, I have to use so much ERS to pass him because he was just using. And I don't quite understand why. And we catch up to Fabrizio, who retired in the pits, but the game...
Man, this Fabrizio fucking is such a toaster.
Okay, Barry was a bit raging, so hit in the moment. Don't take it seriously. Yeah, Fabrizio retired in the pits, but the game just brought the car back out on track and just made us lose so much time. But yeah, as we go into the pits now, Brendan does not pit. Barry follows us in.
Why?
Honestly, we should have reacted to Tamas
Man, that
and
was a
other
shit
people that pitted
strategy, it's
before.
obvious.
Because
It's not
as you
about
will
that,
see
man. The start
now,
is fine.
we
You're
are
gonna
going
come
to
out ahead of
come
Yoni
out.
and Freddy, or right with them. That's fine.
We are gonna
all we
come
need.
out behind a group of 4 cars.
No, no.
Right behind them.
I think we're
It's
going.
not ideal, as
Yeah, the
this
whole
will
train.
slow us down quite a lot.
Yeah, that's
We
strategy.
should have pitted that
How
before.
is that undercut so big?
Man, you
But it is
should
what it
know
is.
your shit.
Yeah, we weren't too happy, me and Barry, about
Yeah,
this
did you?
because we were told that we were gonna come out ahead, but we didn't. So anyway, something to work on for the next time as well. It is what it is. Now we just have to get on with it. And here it's gonna get spicy because everyone's on a different tire in terms of age. I think Wilson pitted a lap before. Tamas pitted 2 laps
20.
before, so it's just a bit of a chaos. As here they go 3 wide almost, and Wilson is trying to overtake Freddy. They go side by side into turn 2 and 3. So I'm going to use this opportunity to capitalize and get a good exit and get a free pass on Freddy. So that's one move done. As here we go in for Wilson as well down the inside, but we give each other good space as well, but it's just impossible to overtake, and he just
Brother.
pushes us wide there, and we can't really do anything. Freddy's down my inside as well now. Need to make
Why
sure
do
I keep
people
the
have to do
position. But yeah, I don't know what you guys think about that move with Wilson, but as you can see behind, there's a huge fight between Barry and Freddy, and they are just completely
Freddy
ramming each
doing?
other. I'm not
Yeah,
sure
he's-
what
okay,
is
so-
going on there, but they are gapped. They are out of the DRS zone, and that completely destroyed Barry's race
Man,
as
why
well.
are you using- You
I
have
don't
no
know
ERS.
what the hell happened there. And Thomas now and Brendan overtook all of them on fresher tires and caught up to me. And we are slowly making our way through the field. And my plan now, because we're still on,
Man, these go-
we're still
You're
on our way
still
to a
here
good
like this.
result here. Maybe fighting for the win because we are catching the group
Tamas
ahead
is not
quite
overtaking
fast.
once.
Tamas, use your brain, please.
Yeah, I was very frustrated with Thomas
Getting
this
tapped
race.
in Bahrain.
He
Can't
was not.
overtake in Mexico
He was just
when you have a
not
DRS zone that is
cooperating with
55
Ismail
business
to
days.
catch the leaders. Ismail was leading this whole stint, trying to catch the leaders by himself. When if Tamas would just overtake him on the straight
To get past them
and use
ASAP.
each other's DRS, they would catch so much quicker. But I guess Tamas was he's just too slow in the race. It's just a fact. We've seen it time and time again. That in the race he just cannot keep up, which I guess it is what it is. We're gonna have to do it ourselves. We're gonna pass Wilson here on the straight, I think. I don't remember much. He does move a little bit under braking there, but I'm not sure what happened there. But I don't think I did anything wrong there. But yeah, we're gonna use a little bit of the ERS we have left. Unfortunately, I wish we had more to pass Tamas as soon as possible because we need to work together with Ismail, and Tamas
Oh,
just
use
won't
this
do
brain.
it.
That's new.
Thankfully, he lets us by. Didn't know what to expect. But now it's just a bit complicated because I know Ismail is on low battery as well. He's having to push by himself. He's had to push by himself.
Why
I'm
is
low on
Ismail
battery
using
too
though?
because I've had to overtake 3 or 4 cars on the
Like
train.
what?
And we only have 5 laps left. So yeah, Tamas is now pushing his ERS to try and overtake now. Guy decides to overtake on lap 31 when he had to do it the whole stint.
Tamas,
Before.
you're a weird specimen.
Yeah, I still don't understand his racecraft there or his reasoning for that. And now I'm on 0 ERS,
Brendan is
1.1
on
behind.
46.
I didn't get the DRS on the straight, so I lose so much time, as you can see on the top left. Look at the amount of time I'm losing.
Try and get throughout the field bar. It's just tough with
And I just
brakes.
have to make sure I defend here
You are
compared to
smart.
Brendan because I need to keep this P2 position. It's very crucial. Brendan is on fresher tires, so if he passes me, it's going to be very hard to overtake him back.
I'll try my best.
So yeah, hopefully what I want to do is double overtake Ismail with Brendan. So
He stopped. He's on 25.
this is what's going to happen now. I'm going to overtake Ismail, but Brendan's going to overtake me. So this way I have DRS from Brendan next lap and save some more ERS for when I do catch the top 3. So I guess this was the correct smart call from my side. I think that you guys are going to see it worked out very, very well.
Brandon, how much?
Like,
We don't know how much ERS Brendan has, as I do ask it to make sure that I can just quickly pass him here. As you can see, I just easily pass him on the straight. He has no straight line speed, battery, or slipstream compared to me. So we do give a little tap onto Danny there. We give each other room, fair racing, and now we are on the lead train
Thomas
with
is on 60.
mediums. which are
How
at
much
this
is
point
that?
basically the same pace as hards, because it is the end of the race. And the only problem is that the top three have been working together flawlessly the whole race, and they have full ERS.
40
Meanwhile,
now.
I'm here with 30% ERS. It's not the most ideal thing. As we can see on lap 35, we are already starting.
What the fuck is going on?
We're already starting
Yeah,
DRS
the
games.
hards
It's a
are
bit of a
taking the
joke,
piss.
honestly, how this game is in terms of league racing and just racing in general. And it's just getting to a point where everyone
I
is
have no clue
closing
what's
in on
going
each other in
really
terms of
I can't-
raw
they're all
pace, and we are all so
already.
close and getting closer and closer. And now
Okay.
you
Almost
just
ready.
cannot afford to lead. On the going on to the last lap of the race, because you will just get eaten alive. So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, well, they're gonna cause trouble. I'm gonna save my ERS now, and hopefully I can maybe catch them off guard. If they do stop on track, I can maybe catch them off guard and just keep going as quick as I can. And in that way, I would have a big enough gap to then keep them behind. But as you can see here, they completely break on the curve, on the hairpin. As you can see here, I go around all of them, and they're breaking all for the DRS and going side by side. And look at the gap I have.
So,
I have a 6/10 gap almost, basically, with 60% DRS, and you would think, surely I will keep them behind.
Just last meter,
And also, I thought I did get the DRS, but I missed it by not even half a car length. It was super close with how I was calculating it, but as you can
Right.
see here,
What the fuck?
I just get absolutely
Right,
destroyed, and then we're going three
Right,
wide,
yeah,
and then
oh,
it's
oh,
just,
there, yeah.
yeah.
Well,
he was
the-
very cool.
This,
Position
yeah.
available.
I don't even know what to say at that point. You just have to laugh and
Oh my
yeah,
God,
just
man,
laugh at
like-
it, because being overtaken by 6 cars in one straight when I have a 6/10 gap,
Oh my
it's just ridiculous,
God. That was
and
the funniest thing I've ever
it
seen.
shouldn't happen. I understand maybe one place, and that's still pushing it,
Podium
because I
mark,
don't
yeah.
see anyone overtaking from 6/10 back in real life. But I would still accept 1, maybe 2 cars. But the fact that there was 6, yeah,
Man,
that's
what the
something else.
fuck? What have I just seen, man?
Anyways, we are not gonna end this race in points. As you can imagine,
Actually, are you guys taking the piss or something?
we also get a penalty here for going wide. I have wing damage. We're just kind of fighting for
I just see a
fun.
bunch of cars going to the grass.
And there's more, and there were more games at the end of the race as well.
Gal needs to be erased from the grid.
Yeah, so we finished
Thing
out of
is,
the points.
man.
Barry as well. He had a
Just not
penalty, I
gonna sit
think.
there and play DRS games when you're just gonna create.
Yeah, I don't want to sit there and play
crashes,
DRS games and create incidents and crashes on the track. It's just not how you race, man. It's just not the nature and spirit of racing. You have to make sure you get yourself in your best position to win the race before the last lap, and that's just how it is. And in my opinion,
Anyways,
something needs to be done. But anyway, this was the race. It was a fun race overall. Pace was looking very good, so I have nothing to worry about. So I'll see you guys in the next race, which probably should be Psgl E-Series Vegas, and the championship is really tight there, so we gotta make sure we get a good result.
it
So
was so funny.
thank you for
Yeah,
watching,
that
guys.
makes
I'll
a
see you
very
guys
good
next time. Ciao,
thumbnail
ciao.
for the video.